Good morning, Year 2, and welcome back to your online home learning. I'm here to join you this morning for some more maths learning. So I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. Okay, here we are. Hopefully you can see what I can see. Now, to warm up our brains this morning, we're going to do a little bit of counting. We're going to do some counting in fives. So as you can see, the 100 square on the screen here, and if you'd like to, you can find your own 100 square on your computer or print one out. So we're going to do some counting forwards and then backwards. I'd like you to count forwards in fives from 15 to 35, and then count backwards in fives from 55 to 25. So pause the screen here, have a little go at counting first, and then we'll do it together in a moment. Okay, let's have a go at counting together then. So let's count forwards first of all. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. Well done. Now let's count backwards. 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. Well done, everybody. Okay. Now, just before we start our learning today, I'd like you just to think back about what we were learning to do in our last maths lesson together. Okay, well, we were learning to revisit, we were looking at our odd and even numbers. We were looking at what makes a number odd and even, and then we had a little go at the dice game. So today, we're going to be looking back on doing some division. Today, we're going to be learning to divide by 5. Okay, so let's have a look at our first question together. Now, we've had a look at this 100 square already, and you did really, really well last week when we were looking at our times tables. So here, looking at our 100 square, I'd like you to circle all the multiples of 5 on 100 square. Okay, now as you circle them, I want you to think about, what do you notice about those numbers that you circled? Can you find a pattern? And how does this help you to divide these numbers? Okay, let's have a go at circling some of those numbers together. So starting at 5, then we'd have 10, 15, 20, and so on. Now, as you can see here, and like we talked about when we were looking at our 5 times table, is the multiples of 5 either end in 5 or 0. Okay, you can see that pattern here as we look there. Okay, so let's move on to our next question then. I'd like you to collect 30 cubes. Now at home, if you don't have 30 cubes, that's okay. You can just collect 30 of an object, marbles, toys, whatever you like. I'd like you to see how many groups of 5 you can make. So if you're using cubes, then how many towers of 5 can you make? Okay, I just want to see how many groups of 5 you can make. Once you've done that, I'd like you to complete these 3 sentences. So you can make blank towers of 5. Blank towers of 5 is the same as 30, and 30 is the same as blank towers of 5. Okay, so have a little go at collecting those items and grouping them into groups of 5, and then we'll come back together in a moment. Okay, so let's look at those sentences together then. You can make 6 towers of 5. 6 towers of 5 is the same as 30. 30 is the same as 6 towers of 5. So if we were to count in 5s up to 30, count with me. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I can see my 6 groups of 5 there. Okay, well done, everybody. Okay, so now we've got some pencils, and this is a sharing question. So we've had to go to grouping question, and now this is a sharing question. Okay, so 40 pencils are shared between 5 children. How many pencils does each child get? You may want to draw this as a picture. So you may want to draw 5 children or 5 sharing circles if you would rather, and then share those 40 pencils into those 5 groups. Okay, and I want you to see how many pencils there are in each group. So to find out how many pencils each child gets. Once you've done that, I'd like to see a division number sentence. So remember, we start with that greatest number there. Think about how many we're sharing between, and then as the answer, how many each group has. Okay, pause the video now, have a little go at that question, and we'll come back together in a moment. Okay, so let's look at that division number sentence together then. So we start with our greatest number, which is 40. So 40 divided by 5. So 40 is being shared between 5 children, and each child gets 8 pencils. Okay, so that would be our division number sentence there. Okay, so then finally for our practice, we've got some money. Okay, you can see some 1p coins here, and for your information, there are 20 1p coins. Okay, so we need to keep that in our mind to help us with this question. I want you to group the 1p coins into 5s. Okay, so group them into groups of 5. Okay, now if you have enough 1p coins, you could do this using the 1p coins. If you don't, then you could again just draw a picture of those coins. Okay, we want to know how many 5p coins do we need to make the same amount of money. Okay, so we've got 20 1p coins, so how many 5p coins would we need to make that same amount? So I want you to draw those coins, or use the coins if you'd rather, to help you to complete these 4 sentences here. So we have blank lots of 5p equals 20 1p coins. Blank lots of 5p equals 20p. 20p equals something, groups of 5p. And 20p divided by 5 equals blank. Okay, so really take your time with this one. Take your time to draw that picture, to use the coins if you'd rather, to help you to complete these 4 sentences there. We'll go through the answers together in a moment. Okay then, so we wanted to group those 1p coins into 5s, and we wanted to find out how many 5p coins we needed to make the same amount of money. Okay, so how many groups there would be if we were to group those 1p coins into 5s. So here we are, the missing information. 4 lots of 5p is the same as 20 1p coins. 4 lots of 5p equals 20p. 20p equals 4 multiplied by 5p, and 20p divided by 5 equals 4. Okay, so well done everybody if you were able to find those 4 groups. Okay, so finally then, your activity is very similar to your activity that you completed when you were dividing by 2. I'd like you to either draw a picture or use your resources, use your objects at home to help you to solve these division number sentences. So all of them are dividing by 5. So we have 20 divided by 5, 10 divided by 5, 35 divided by 5, 5 divided by 5, and 40 divided by 5. So for each one of those, remember it's up to you whether you want to use the strategy of sharing or grouping. Okay, so whether you want to share between 5 people or between those 5 sharing circles, or whether you want to group them in groups of 5, so 5 in each group. Okay, that's your choice. I'd like you to complete each of those division number sentences for me. If you'd like to stretch yourself that little bit further, then there is a challenge X for you to have a little go at. So here we are. Use the number cards to make multiplication and division sentences. How many can you make? The number cards you've been given are 2, 10, 20, 4 and 5. Okay, so you can see how many multiplication and division number sentences you can make using those 5 numbers. Have a little go at completing those number sentences, and then we will have a look at some possible answers in a moment. Okay, so let's look at the answers together then. So we have 4 multiplied by 5 equals 20. 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. And we've got 5 multiplied by 2 equals 10. And 2 multiplied by 5 equals 10. 10 divided by 2 equals 5. And 10 divided by 5 equals 2. And then the last fact family there, 20 divided by 2 equals 10. 20 divided by 10 equals 2. 2 multiplied by 10 equals 20, and 10 multiplied by 2 equals 20. So there's quite a lot of different possibilities there. It would be great if you were able to get those different answers as well. So finally then, to look at our fluency number sentence today. Now this is a bit more of an open-ended question to see how many different possibilities you can find. So 15 is my answer. What is my question? Okay, so what could your number sentence be to have 15 as your answer? Remember, it can be any operation you like. It can be addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. Okay, I want you to see how many different possibilities you can find. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me for our Friday Maths lesson year 2. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, and I hope you enjoy getting on with that main challenge. I hope you continue to have a really wonderful day, and I'll see you later on this afternoon for science. Goodbye for now.